Hello viewers, and welcome to Nigerian Recaps. In our previous episode, our main character was suddenly struck by the old man with a stick. We continue our episode as we see our MC trying to cry out in pain, but his mouth was covered and he could only mumble out words. With tears welling up in his eyes, he asked what is going on. The old man then continued to strike our MC multiple times while he was still wailing in pain. Our main character thought, tears trickling from his eyes, "Looks like this is how I die," series. The old man Gerald then thought while continuing his inflow of whips at our MC. Tursan is somewhat different today. He looks softer than usual. He thought, did he really lose his memory? Then shrugged it off and said it's probably just because martial gym Unbreakable is harsh. Continuing, he thought, due to the nature of our martial arts at the gym, Unbreakable being simple, ignorant, and aggressive, having a short-term memory loss won't be a problem. Thinking how himself had forgotten some of his memories. Continuing, he thought, it's no big deal since the solution was simple. Then yelled out saying, Tursan, everything will heal, even if you lose your memory. But Tursan, still in pain and unable to speak, thought to himself, someone should please help me. Fist King Gerald said out loud. Humans use weapons because they are weak. They are dependent on weapons and amours because of their weak bodies. Our main character thought, while screaming inside, no. Why would it be stupid for humans to use equipments which they created? Gerard in fury yelled, that's escapism. It's the dishonesty of someone who couldn't overcome their weakness. If you are a true warrior, you have to train your weaknesses and overcome them. Then snapping the stick which he held in half, he continued, saying humans are like iron. Both become stronger the more they are struck. Our main character, who was mad, thought, what kind of human is like iron? The old man, picking up another stick, says, you are my chosen disciple, Tursan. Trust me, your body has no limits. You could become steel. Our main character was screaming inside. Gerald then thought, not everyone can become strong just by training. He thought, just like how only high-quality iron can become steel, there's also a quality that can make your body stronger. And we met. Tursan is screaming to Tursan. He says, think about the ocean, my disciple. The ocean takes everything, but it doesn't changes. He says, there's an ocean inside you. Continuing, he says, bring out the ocean inside you. Our MC then thought, what nonsense. He then began to recall a scene from his past life where he was standing on the beach with an elf that a moment later our main character was seen laying on the floor utterly beaten. Fist King Gerald said, walking away, we will stop here for today, so get some rest. Our main character, mumbling, said, I didn't die even after getting hits like that. Hugging himself, he thanked Tursan's body for being so tough. A while later we see the dark, beautiful sky. Then saw our MC in a bathtub as he thought these are Geralhebs and flower petals. He halted and asked, is this heating potion? He then thought that a potion like this would cost about 10 silver coins per bottle, but to have an entire bathtub filled with it. Pausing, he says, I have heard of a queen bathing in milk to take care of her skin, but this is something else. He then asked, what is this medicine? Gerald, standing by the side, said, this is what your body needs to cool down. Our main character then thought, I didn't think that after training my muscle to the point of almost dying, Gerald would heal me quickly with the help of these recovery potion, immediately healing me before I get any bone injuries, therefore, making me stronger. Our MC thought, this isn't just a groundless method of training, thinking that he himself fought with Tursan before, and he knows how hard Tursan's body was. He thought that this is what Tursan must have been doing from a young age, dipping his head into the potion. He thought, I definitely went back in time. Then he stared out the window and asked himself, then what happened to the me in this timeline? Thinking, he asked, is there a young Leifenhard out there? He said, is it even possible for two identical souls to exist in one timeline? If it is, then I have two hypotheses. Continuing, he said, the first is that the future me is inside the body of Tursan and the current Leifenhard is still out there. The second is, he paused for a moment before continuing, is that the one inside my actual body now is the Fist King Tursan's soul. We then switch scene to a plate filled with meat to the brim, even taller than our MC in terms of heights. Fist King Gerald, laughing, says, make sure you eat everything. You should replenish that exhausted body of yours with some nutrients. Without a moment of hesitation, our MC was seen munching on the meal savagely. After the meal, Fist King Gerald said, "Now that you have finished eating, how about we go for a light jog?" And in the next scene, we see our MC and Gerald climbing up the mountain. Gerard was then seen putting our MC through a series of vigorous trainings. A while later, we see our MC laying in bed, looking utterly tired. He said, "Before, I was completely fixated on Tursun, but what's going to happen to me from now on?" He thought, what if my current self were to encounter my previous self? Would our souls merge? He thought, 10 years from now, the young me will begin his journey as a magician. Then right now, he must be completely absorbed in reading books at the magic tower of Delphia. It appears there would be no reason for us to meet yet. He then thought of another possibility. Thinking what if Tursun was the one in his actual body? He thought in that case he would certainly come after me. Tursun derived his power from the powerful body which he honed with the training method of Jim Unbreakable. But both the methods of training and the execution of this practice at Jim Unbreakable isn't something one can do alone. It requires a master to assist, he thought, and said no. With Tursun's level of strength, he might be able to find a way. Then our main character was seen outside, trying to make a run for it, thinking this place is a living hell. Then suddenly started running, accelerating, he thought, I'm definitely making my escape tonight, no matter what. Then suddenly saw the old man in front of him. Our MC looked as if he did see a ghost and screamed. The old man asked him, "Where are you going, my disciple?" Our MC thought to himself, since when has this old man been waiting for me? Fist King Gerard then said, "Considering how well-behaved you have been these past couple months, I thought you had given up on escaping. But here you are planning another escape. This is going to be your 9th attempt so far, right?" Our MC, shrugging it off, says, "To tell you the truth, I'm not the Tursun you are familiar with. My name is Reepenhard, and I'm a magician," Fist King Gerald said. So that's the theme this time. Our main character, in shock, asked what? Fist King Gerald asked our main character, saying, "The last time you claimed to be from another world, then you said you did met dragons and gods." Our main character says, "The story before that's one was when you claimed to be a reincarnated Mura master from the Huan dynasty in the Far East." Grabbing our main character's head, he said, "At least your stories seem to make sense. Looks like you're improving." Gerard, pulling our MC by his head, says, "Now let's head back inside." Our main character thought, darn it. Even though I failed tonight, I'm definitely making an escape tomorrow. I will admit it, my attempt to escape failed this time. But don't think for a moment that I will remain here any longer. Switching to the next day, we see our main character trying to escape again, but was caught by Gerard popping up from a bush behind him saying, "I've already attempted all this when I was your age, my disciple." Switching to another scene of escape, Gerald continued saying, "I understand after all I've been through all this just like you." Dragging our main character out of the water by his head, he continued saying, "However, if you just persist and see this through to the end, you will undoubtedly be rewarded." After a series of failed attempts, we then come to see our main character, a man once known as the Demon King for his unwavering resolve, give up for the first time in his life. Gerald, standing over our MC, says, "In the training method of Jim Unbreakable, we have a 130-year history of expertise in handling disciples attempting to escape." Continuing, he says, "It's indeed a remarkable training method, and they have never been a single disciple who hasn't tried to escape, often with lame excuses like yours." Our main character, furious, thought, even if I were to be fortunate enough to escape this old man, he would undoubtedly pursue me to the ends of the earth. He thought it'd be much more realistic to gain his recognition and depart with his approval. Having given up on the idea of escape, he endured 3 years of overflowing love in hell, and later awakened his aura. Our main character, delighted, thought, "To think I awakened my aura before the age of 20. Thinking how even the renowned swordsman Cyrus of his past life awakened his aura in his late 20s, but was caught off by the laugh of a man even more delighted than himself." Gerald asked, "What are you so surprised about?" "It's only natural with the training method of Jim Unbreakable." Continuing, he said that once you train your body alongside your will to survive, your will to survive will naturally become your life force, and that force will manifest as aura. Tossing aside the mace which he held, Gerald said, "Let's move on to the next step." Let's have you learn some real skills. Our main character asked with enthusiasm, are we finally going to learn skills in the normal manner now? Then thoughts, in that case, then leaving this place shouldn't be too far off. He then went further to ask his master what type of training he had in mind. Gerard replied, saying that our MC should freestyle duel with him. Our MC was dumbfounded. Then in the next moments, we hear a scream and dust-covered up area. And just like that's another 3 years passed. We come to see a massive waterfall of which our main character was found standing on a boulder at the bottom of this cliff. He then began charging up one his fist with aura as he prepared to use a technique which he called Calamity Horn. He spent quite some time charging up this move and suddenly struck the cliff in front of him, shattering it. He then thought, is level 3 still my limit? Only just a little more, and I'll be able to surpass it. Our main character then explained this technique as one that concentrates energy from the entire body into a single focal point. Standing in front of the massive crater which he dug through the cliff, he says, all I need is to keep gathering energy until I get to level 4. He explained that the maximum level of the Calamity Horn is level 9, and saying, it was said that once the 9 levels of energy was accumulated, a single blow from it could vanquish a god. However, he says, the limit of the Fist King from my past life was only able to use up to level 7, and even Turson's Master Gerald could only accumulate energy up to level 8. Continuing, he says, Master, referring to Gerald, has agreed to grant me his approval for departure once I reach level 4. Perhaps I should end training for the day here. Then suddenly our MC began casting magic and then aimed toward a nearby tree. But this attack didn't do anything, but just left a barely visible mark on the tree. Complaining, our MC thought, this body is simply unable to withstand magic. He says, but yet, I am able to recall all the magical knowledge I acquired from the artifact of light. He wondered to himself if he could regain his powers as a magician with the brainless body of Tursan. He halted for a moment, sensing something nearby. He says this presence doesn't seem to be human. Then we see a strange creature stepping from behind a tree. Our main character then thought, an orc? Okay, viewers, this sums up for this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.